Welcome to the new topic. Again, in this section, I will try to make things as simple as they can be. So let's start. What is looping? In simple terms, looping means iterating over some task. An iteration is normal, just as in real life. For example, in a library, one could repeatedly read catalog cards to find the location of the book he wishes to read. Please forget the computerized catalogs. Assume to use the catalog card which exists on physical cabinets. The iteration technique used might be different, but the task of reading catalog cards was still the same, which at best case, only one read task needed. At the kitchen, one could repeatedly slice the onion when making pizza sauce. The task to slice those onions is iterated. Everywhere, one might repeatedly sing a song in an attempt to memorize it. The task to sing those same songs repeatedly is an iteration. Thus, in programming, there may be a situation when you need to execute a block of code several number of times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by the second, and so on. Programming languages provide various control structures that allow for more complicated execution paths. C++ provides the following loop control statements that we will learn in the subsequent sections: for loop, while loop, do while loop, for loop. Let's start with the first one, for loop. For loop syntax. The flow of control in a for loop. The init step is executed first and only once. This step allows you to declare and initialize any loop control variables. You are not required to put a statement here as long as a semicolon appears. Next, the condition is evaluated. If it is true, the body of the loop is executed. If it is false, the body of the loop does not execute and the flow of control jumps to the next statement just after the for loop. After the body of the for loop executes, the flow of control jumps back up to the increment statement. This statement can be left blank as long as a semicolon appears after the condition. The condition is now evaluated again. If it is true, the loop executes and the process repeats itself. Body of loop, then increment step, and then again condition. After the condition becomes false, the for loop terminates. When the above code is compiled and executed, it prints number from 10 to 19. First, we initialize a variable a with value 10. Next, we give a condition a less than 20. This means the value of a should not be greater than or equal to 20. Lastly, we increment the value of variable a by 1. Thus, in the first execution, value of a 10 gets printed. Then the value is incremented by 1 and check whether it is less than 20. The same procedure continues until the condition becomes false and the control comes out of the loop. The init step is executed first and only once. Nobody try again. That's right, mate. So you know what loops are and how for loops work. Thus, upcoming topics in this section will be easy and quick. While loop. A while loop statement repeatedly executes a target statement as long as a given condition is true. Below is the syntax of while loop. Here, statements may be a single statement or a block of statements. The condition may be an expression, and true is any non-zero value. The loop iterates while the condition is true. When the condition becomes false, program control passes to the line immediately following the loop. A while loop statement repeatedly executes a target statement as long as a given condition is true or false. Nobody try again. As long. Above is the same example that we tried with for loop. This time, we've done it using a while loop. Output remains the same, it's just the way of writing the loops. Hey, don't be tired. Just to give some boost to your enthusiasm, let me tell you this is the last section of this topic, and it's going to be really short and simple. So, let's get started. Do while loop. Unlike for and while loops, which test the loop condition at the top of the loop, the do while loop checks its condition at the bottom of the loop. A do while loop is similar to a while loop, except that a do while loop is guaranteed to execute at least one time. Do statements while Notice that the condition expression appears at the end of the loop. So, the statements in the loop executes once before the condition is tested. If the condition is true, the flow of control jumps back up to do, and the statements in the loop executes again. This process repeats until the given condition becomes false. The while loop is guaranteed to execute at least one time. True. Above is the same example that we previously did, this time using do while loop. Brilliant. Loops are interesting, aren't they? Let's check how much you know. Okay, you seem to be getting better. Let's increase the difficulty. Can you write the code to find the factorial of a number using a while loop? Here, the factorial function symbol exclamation point says to multiply all whole numbers from our chosen down to 1. Examples: 4 exclamation point factorial function equals 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 24. That's enough. Take a break. Be happy. You have done well. See you in the next section.